Just trying to relate.
Yeah.
Listen, we like.
Who wants to be the first person to
I think
I
you
think
should
AJ
be.
should be.
I think
the
you
first
should
one.
be.
I think it should be you.
Hey guys. Wait, don't get near me. Okay. Two Souls.
Stop, you're getting near me.
Episode 5. Wait, ready? Hey! We got a slate.
Now we can sync all of the things.
Hi, and welcome to Two Souls, episode 5. It's very exciting. We're at 5.
We're a quarter of the way to being within the top 2% that get past episode 20.
We here at Two Souls Productions, we like to set our eyes on a target, and we just go for it. And our first target is...
Episode 20.
Yeah, getting to episode
Getting
20.
past it, really.
Our producer read a statistic recently that 98% of podcasts don't make it past episode 20, so we're like, hey, that's a good first...
Milestone.
It's a good milestone. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm George O'Mara, joined by my lovely co-host, Mark O'Mara. I don't know if you knew this by looking at us, but we're brothers. And we're quite delighted to have you here today.
Dude, a dude at Costco, like, yesterday,
Call us twins.
he literally out of nowhere as we're walking in, he's like, hey, you two! And we're like, yeah. He's like, you guys are twins, right? We're like, no.
I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 10 years older. Always kind of flatters me a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Kind of offends me, to be quite frankly.
Yeah, see, it's a give and take. All good things. We have some news, and then we have our On the Games later. We have a little, we have a wonderful topic for today. Yeah. But we're going to start with some news, yeah? Did you want to take the first one? Yeah, let me take the first one. Because honestly, it's kind of a big thing. So I don't want you to, like, you know, mess it up. So, this is by way of X, or for those of us who are in the know, it's still Twitter. It's Twitter.
Twitter?
I never knew. So the PS5 and the PS4 will no longer have Twitter/X integration as of November 13th. So, you know, for those of you who are, you know, doing a lot of tweeting on your
From your
PS5,
flipping your PlayStation.
yeah, that's done. So don't.
What did the integration do?
It allowed you to tweet, like, I think, like, shared screenshots.
Like photos and stuff? Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But, you know, I guess Sony was like,
No.
hey, you know what? No one's using it. So they nixed it.
I really like being able to save footage,
Yeah.
particularly on the PS5.
I like being able to save the last, like, 30 seconds, a minute, or 2 minutes. And you're like, oh, yeah, like, that cool thing happened.
Cool thing. It's
You always think about it after the fact.
It's usually buggy things that I'll see that I'm like, did I just see that right? And then I save it and I watch it and I'm like, I did see that.
Yeah.
It's nice. I like
Yeah.
it.
But anyway, yeah, that's your first news. Very important.
Next on news, MMO players blast disgusting, disgusting $90 early access charge for WoW, The War Within.
This is World of Warcraft, guys.
Yeah, it's World of Warcraft.
It's not
WoW.
some new exclamation.
They say, we must say early and loudly that this is not okay. It's not.
It's not okay.
It's disgusting.
Ugh.
Now, I was just curious. They're still updating WoW?
Right? That's what I was thinking, too. I'm like, they're still updating this.
It's been a while. You can get your $50 base edition. Okay, you've got your $70 heroic edition with bonus mounts and transmog sets. And then there's the
Disgusting.
$90 epic edition, which has 30 days of game time, guaranteed access to the beta, and 3 days of early access to the expansion. But it's $90, and that is foul.
That is unacceptable. It's not okay.
I don't know. I don't have reference. I'm not into WoW, to be honest.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, like, I'm not either. You know this. The part that kind of stood out to me is, like, you know, you pay $90. Dollars. Disgusting. For 30 days of game time, you have to pay, like, after that, too? Is that how this works?
WoW is a sub.
That's ridiculous.
WoW is a sub. So 90...
I'm with that. I don't even play WoW.
So the
this
90...
This is disgusting.
Well, I think the way it's working... You can tell we don't play WoW with how we're talking about this.
You get your paladins.
I
and you
think
got
it's
your...
giving you 30 days sub, but the sub is like less than that. And so I think it's giving you 30 days additional, because usually you
That makes
probably
sense.
have to buy the expansion with your sub. And so this is just giving you that with it, I guess. I'm curious. I assume the Epic Edition comes with the Heroic Edition bonus mounts and transmog sets.
I should hope so. For $90.
But it's not clear here. Lots of players are very unhappy with this. Very unhappy.
I'm a player not of WoW, and
I'm a player at heart.
I'm unhappy with this too. Moving on, Spider-Man 2. We talked about that. They sold 2.4 million in 24 hours. Well, they sold 5 million copies in the first 10 days.
So that did pass.
Not bad, not bad.
Wait, no, because Ragnarok was 5 million in a week, right?
I believe so, yes.
So this one did take longer to get there.
It took longer, but they did make it.
Well, yeah, good for them. Good for Insomniac.
Yeah. We get a quote from the Insomniac Games X account.
Games great.
We're incredibly honored to announce Marvel's Spider-Man 2 PS5 has sold over 5 million copies. Thank you to our incredible community for supporting us and helping us reach this milestone. Hashtag be greater together. Very positive message. I like that. So yeah, that's what we got.
Good for
there.
them.
Good
You
them.
know, they're on a streak right
Yeah.
now.
They're on something.
Yeah. Yeah, they're on quite the streak. It started with like the Ratchet and Clank like remake, I feel. And then it was like Spider-Man, then Ratchet and Clank 2 or Rift Apart. And now Spider-Man 2. I just want to see more for Wolverine. Yes. But next, speaking of hoping to see more or hear more about Wolverine, another game we've been hoping to hear more about, and we have been hearing more about via like rumors and leaks, is GTA 6. Now, Rockstar Games announced recently that they're going to be showing the first trailer and actually announcing and showing the game early December, so next month. December marks the 25th anniversary of Rockstar Games, and trailer's coming early in December, which is cool. We're going to finally see it. We're going to see which rumors came true, which ones didn't. My guess is that's going to be Game Awards, because Game Awards is December 7th, I believe.
Yeah.
So my guess is they're going to show it then. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of... I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of announcements at this Game Awards. So,
I'm pretty stoked,
yeah,
personally.
I'm really stoked on that. I'm curious what's going to be going up for Game of the Year, too, because this has been one hell of a year for games, dude.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's about it. We're going to be seeing it next month.
Hoping we hear more about that Elden Ring DLC.
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Something
like-
tells me we may not.
Something tells me they might give us another trailer.
Well, they never gave us a trailer. They just gave us an image.
Something tells me they're going to give us a trailer. But anyway, well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Rockstar, you know,
It's nice.
it's pretty
GTA 6.
pretty hot news.
Start stealing cars again.
It's been years.
It's been like 10 years.
It's been like 10
Since
years.
5.
Yeah. By way of Nintendo blog, we've got Nintendo's newest sales reports in. So the Switch has sold 132.46 million units. Goodness gracious. Their software sales have topped 1,133.23 million units. For those of you who don't understand your maths, that's in the trillions. It's trillions. And then Tears of the
No, it's
Kingdom.
that's in the billions, isn't it?
That's right, billions. I don't understand my math. Tears of the Kingdom, they reached 19.5 million units. Wow. You got 19.5 million crafters out there. Just building and shoving things together and fusing. That's crazy. It's
They're
crazy.
combining a lot of things.
Combining. Speaking of combine, I'm going to combine this next one too because it kind of was part of the report. But it's two separate topics. But in this report, they talked about their sales figures and all that. And then the president of Nintendo addressed the Switch 2 rumors. And he said they're inaccurate. He goes, there's stuff circulating on the internet regarding the Switch 2, and he called them, quote, untrue. And so, yeah, this is coming from the company that said the DS won't replace the GBA. So, Take from that what you may. You know, I think that he's like, I think he's pulling a fast one. He's like, that's inaccurate. There's no Switch 2. And it's like a different name or something.
It's the
You know what I'm
Snap.
saying? It's
The Snap?
It's called yeah, it's called the Snap. You're like, wow, man, they're going real on the nose.
It's like
They call it the Swatch.
it's like E3 when Media Molecule was like, we're not showing Little
Yeah.
Big Planet 3. Okay, we're not even working on that.
Yeah, like where are you getting this idea from?
Anyway, our next game, Little Big Planet 3.
You're like, okay.
yeah,
They're like, we got you there, didn't we?
it
And
might
it's
be like that.
Yeah, maybe they're not working on anything. He there's that whole patent they had for that like dual screen, you know, something or another disconnected and connected to itself, and he denied all of this.
It's just a DS you can dock. That's the next console. The Nintendo Flip. It's like,
The Nintendo Death Grip.
Do whenever they like show the little logo, it's just like a it's like a
it's
slap.
a clap.
Just a clap. Man. Well, I mean,
That always confused me. They're like, it's the
see.
Switch. And I'm like, why didn't you call it the Snap?
they're like that just doesn't have any pizzazz to it.
I mean,
They're
dude,
like, all right.
it worked.
I mean,
It worked.
you guys get it. I buy it.
They sold 1,133 million hundreds of
Of software.
of software.
That's billions. I've come to learn recently. It's insane. But
All
anyway,
right.
yeah, you know, God bless Nintendo.
Next,
Yes.
we love Nintendo. They made great stuff. They're
Mm-hmm.
based in Japan. I don't know if you knew that. Another company that's based in Japan is Sony. And Sony confirms it's delayed half of its 12 planned live service games. This is by Video Games Chronicle.
Mm.
SIE is that's Sony Interactive Entertainment, right?
Wow, you hopscotched all over that one.
SIE had previously said it planned to have 12 service titles in the market by the end of the fiscal year of 2026. They are planning to release 6 titles by 2025. That is the current plan, according to Sony president Hiroki Totoki. The Last of Us Online game, Horizon Online, and an original IP from PlayStation London Studio. What about them?
Yeah, these are things they're working on, man.
Those are the things they're working on? Okay.
I mean, it's not surprising that they've canceled so many of them.
But the
spread
Last of
pretty
Us
thin there.
Online game, I'm like, are they talking about factions too?
So you got to remember, per our earlier,
That got delayed indefinitely.
yes, but that doesn't mean they're not working on it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we said it's
That's true.
basically canceled, but it's to be specific. All jokes aside, it is still in production. They just heavily delayed it.
Yeah.
So we're still more than likely going to see this. Now, this Horizon Online, first I hear this. I don't know what we'd want to be doing on Horizon Online, but I guess we'll find out.
You want to do Horizon things with your friends.
I'm interested in this original IP from the London studio, so
I mean, it's cool to hear if you're into those things. For me, I'm not particularly into these like live service games.
right.
You know,
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
like The Last of Us. I'm like, is this Factions 2 or is this something else? Because Factions 2 is just like a multiplayer online game. It's not necessarily like a live service.
Maybe they're trying to make it that. Because I was hearing that, like, I remember hearing some, like, rumors back in the day where they're talking about, like, making it more full-fledged and they're going to actually have, like, different factions you could join. And there's actually going to be, like, hub areas and other stuff to
They have
it.
a battle pass, and then on chapter 4, season 3 of the battle pass, they team up with like Naruto or something.
They start going,
They
like, way
start
of
doing
Fortnite.
like they start doing like Fortnite,
meets
but
Last
it's
of
like
Us.
it's like super brutal, dude.
Goku's just getting, like bitten by clickers and
He's getting like curb stomped by other players.
be whack. I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how things turn out.
Yeah,
with
I am curious on the original IP, just because I think we need more new IPs.
Yeah, we need more new IPs, but I'm glad they're pulling back on this live service thing. I think that's starting to, I'm not going to say lose steam, but I think a lot of game players are starting to get kind of at their wits' end with this.
Yeah.
So-
And to be clear, like we have been getting more new IPs also, which is great.
Yes.
I just want more of them.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like I feel like since like back in the day, you got like Dante from DMC, then like Ratchet and Clank, then like Master Chief, and you've got all these like iconic characters, and like I haven't out of all of these new games, I can't think of one that really like hit that level of like just like being an icon, if that makes sense, you know,
It was iconic.
yeah, for lack of having like a better way of phrasing that.
Yeah.
But next, Halo Infinite dev from 343 explains shop price hike. It says, this isn't necessarily what everyone wants to hear. And this is from IGN. They're not only increasing new bundles, but they also went back and increased old bundles.
Yeah.
So
what I've been hearing from this is just like across the board, they're raising prices, and it's as I'm sure you remember, but like it was already pretty decent prices. You know, like they're already quite supple prices, to put it nicely, and kind of in keeping with this whole like live service games or games as a service kind of thing. It's like a lot of companies I think are putting a lot of dev time. It takes a lot more time in order to make these assets to. It's not like Halo 3 where you had like these different school challenges and whatnot, and then you would just get them in game. It does take more, and I think the way that they're justifying on one point keeping players, you know, engaged in the game is by giving them these cosmetics, but then they're also going like, all right, we can charge them for more, and I don't know. For me, it's like I don't know what's going on over there, but like this whole new Halo, like Halo Infinite, like it as a game. It's a good game. Like the multiplayer is solid, but it's always since day one felt like, man, there's a lot of this life service stuff, to me at least. And seeing them increase the prices and stuff, I'm like, I don't know about that. You know, like they're from what I've seen, their player base hasn't really been as big as it used to. So I don't know. My opinion, I'm like, give Master Chief a break.
yeah,
Like that's how I feel personally. But
let him rest a little bit.
Yeah.
From what I'm reading here, because I clicked into the article a little bit, from what I'm reading here, a lot of it has to do with the cores. And so there's helmets that were updated to work on all of the cores, and so they're like it's a bigger value for it.
Right. I don't know about that.
I don't know how I feel about that whole core system to begin with, because like when they first showed that, like I'm like, this is cool, but they didn't explain it well, and I really understood how it worked once I got my hands on it. You remember the whole core system?
Yeah, that's like you have like a core armor, and then you can
Yeah,
edit that
but
one.
there's only certain things you can do for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this is the price hike is mainly because of like certain cores. Like there's certain items that they're going to make universal for all of them, and different. It's like helmets and then different coatings that are going to be multi-core, like enabled, and that's why they're doing that. It's still I don't know. I agree with you ultimately. Like they need to give Master Chief a break, dude. Like,
yeah, it's they've been using this IP for a while, and I get like wanting to continue to utilize it because it's proven, but
I think we're gonna at some point see them either shut this down or they're gonna like announce that they're gonna release like a new campaign through the same game or something. Because that was like a thing that they talked about when they were marketing this game. Remember, they're like, "Oh, it's Halo Infinite," and it's like, "Well, why is it infinite?"
so we'll keep adding to it.
And they're like, "Because this is like Halo. This is Halo, and this is what it's always going to be," or something. I can't remember exactly what they said, but it was something akin to that, where they wanted to like. I guess it is kind of them talking about it. Looking back, it is them kind of talking about it becoming like a games as a service thing, because that's very much so what it is already at this point. But I could see them like adding another campaign or something, because I feel like the launch one was like, if you just did the campaign, it was pretty short. There's not like a lot of variation throughout the game, like in where you're at. It's just like
the whole open world thing.
hey, you're just on that like Halo ring, and because I think they expected you to get your gameplay time out on like all of the open
Side
world
stuff.
aspect, but it's like I'm like, this is Halo. I just want to play Halo. Like I just want to play the campaign.
Yeah, I mean, I think Halo. I think like battle set pieces.
Yeah.
But,
What's your favorite Halo?
Oh, 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like campaign.
Campaign, yeah,
I
2.
think two was.
Yeah,
my favorite, too.
multiplayer
Probably 3.
probably 3. Yeah, Yeah. But
Yeah. But yeah, that's Halo Infinite. That's what they're doing.
yeah,
right now.
I've said it once. I've said it before. Like after 3, I'm like, I'm not saying that the quality was bad. They're still really good. You know, like ODST was good, Reach was good, but it already started to dip, in my opinion.
I think Reach was really the last like really good campaign because 4 was like
Yeah, it was good, but again, I
It
was
was alright.
I was already starting to feel that Halo fatigue. But you know,
Yep.
yeah, they kept making them.
Yeah, they did.
Anyway, moving on. Retro Studios. These are the fellas that brought us those Donkey Kong countries. And most importantly,
F-Zero.
no,
Did they bring F-Zero?
no, Metroid Prime. Come on,
Who did
now.
F-Zero?
Nintendo, dude.
No, GX. I thought Retro worked on that.
No, they did not. Retro Studios. They once canned a Portal-esque game because Nintendo didn't get it. So, you know, they were working on this game called Adept, and they began working on this after Metroid Prime 3, but Nintendo said no. So there was new footage of this prototype that was revealed in a new Did You Know gaming video. And apparently the game would have had these cylinders that the player could use, and instead of portals, and they could like use teleportation, force push. You'd have more than just 2. So, I mean, I can't visualize that in my head,
It's
quite
not
honestly.
Portal, it's Cylinder.
Yeah, it's cylinder. It's Adept. And yeah, they showed it to Nintendo, and you know, they actually told the president like, "Hey, you know, we're gonna gift you a copy of Portal 2. You know, check it out." So that way they could kind of prep him on what they're gonna show them, like with this prototype. And Nintendo was like, "We can't accept gifts. It's company policy." So they didn't play Portal, and when they showed them the prototype, they were like, "No." So they canned that. Interesting enough, like in this Did You Know video, gaming video, they also talked about another prototype previous to that, before they worked on Metroid Prime, called like Metaforce, which went through several iterations before becoming a Metroid Prime. And that's when Nintendo handed off, okay, you make Metroid Prime. So I found this bit in particular really interesting. Apparently, Whitmore, he was like one of the heads at the game studio. He said that Metroid, like them taking Metroid Prime, was actually Miyamoto's idea. And he said, quote, "Miyamoto didn't care if we killed it. If we did a bad job, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It wasn't one of his games." Both among Nintendo of America and some of the Nintendo Japan guys, they would basically say, "You guys get this because he doesn't care that much about it." So like Miyamoto was like, they were like, "You work on Metroid because he didn't really care." He's like, "Yeah, they
Makes
messed it
Metroid
up. It's
Prime, dude."
Metroid, like whatever." And then they made Metroid Prime. How cool is that?
Metroid Prime's dope.
Yeah, it's a fantastic
Really,
game.
really cool game.
So anyway, some cool tidbits there. Check out I want to check out that new Did You Know gaming video, because
I want to see what that looks like.
that
Yeah.
stuff's information's cool, and maybe I'll get a little bit more visual to support the cylinders.
You've seen Portal, but you haven't seen Cylinders.
Imagine a world where you could create portals, but with cylinders.
Next, we have angry Call of Duty fans review bombing the wrong Modern Warfare 3.
Oh gosh, I didn't see this one coming.
So this is something we talked about literally like what, 2 podcasts ago, 3
Yep.
podcasts.
Yep.
Okay. This is so confusing with all these Modern Warfares, dude, like just talking about them. So they meant to review bomb Modern Warfare 3 2023, but they review bombed Modern Warfare 3 2011, right?
What's it? The Modern
2011.
Warfare 3. Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Like the new games are cool. That's the thing. Like they're cool. They're fun. You know, they're good enough. Yeah, especially now, because I'm not doing it justice. Especially now, like it did refresh it enough where it's like, okay, this feels like fresh and it feels good, and it's nice to be in modern times, because after Modern Warfare 3 they did like futuristic for I don't know how long.
Yeah, Advanced Infinite. Who wants that?
Advanced
Modern.
Infinite, Black Ops 3,
That's
Black
what I
Ops
meant.
4. Like, all of them were futuristic. Technically, Black Ops 2 was futuristic, too. Granted, we're like 2 years away from when that game was supposed to be taking place, which is kind of weird. But,
Times go by quickly.
yeah, it's just confusing. It's confusing as hell. Like, it's hard to get into these games. Someone mentioned, too, I think we talked about this last week, or I don't know if you put that on the news, but to launch Modern Warfare 3, you have to launch Modern Warfare 2 2022, Because that's the other thing too. Okay, it's not Modern Warfare 2 2009, it's Modern Warfare 2022. Modern Warfare 2 2020. Listen, you gotta launch
Just take it easy, man. Take a breath.
You have to launch last year's Modern Warfare to launch this year's Modern Warfare. Does that make sense?
No.
And now they're reviewing 2011 Modern Warfare 3, but they meant to review Bomb 2023 Modern Warfare 3. Because the reason why is because the game is super short. The campaign for the 2023 Modern Warfare 3 is like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours.
And apparently the quality of it is not that good. A lot of people are complaining that it feels like it was rushed.
So even no Russian,
Yeah.
speaking of being rushed, no Russian that level, like they brought it back. They brought it back in they brought it back in like this new Modern Warfare 3.
Right.
Which that was like a mission in Modern Warfare 2 2009. Why am I putting fingers up?
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
But they brought it back in this one and they tried to like subvert expectations to change it. Plus, I don't think they would get by with that kind of level anymore. And so the level, instead of you playing as like the terrorists like in the airport, you're like Marines like Task Force 141 or whatever. Taking them out while they're doing it. And so I think that was their way of like getting around like still having the same level with like shock value or whatever. But it's like stuff like that where I'm like
I think what would have been really
it
shocking.
just looks kind of like I'm like, why are we trying to redo this?
I would have liked to have seen a rendition or at least like a storyboard or something of this level where you don't play as the Marines, you don't play as the Russians, but you play as like that one kid that was going to like Disney World, like at the airport.
Yeah.
And you're just like seeing this whole thing go down.
Yeah.
That would have been like great and also kind of weird.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that would have been fresh.
Would have been shocking.
But I feel like that's because the first two Modern Warfares of the new like trilogy, the campaigns are fresh. Like there isn't really anything being redone.
Yeah, there's some pretty great sections in those.
This one seems like it's like trying to redo stuff and it's super short. And then you look at even the multiplayer levels and it's like all Modern Warfare 2 levels.
The main word that I kept seeing across the board was it felt rushed, and it seems like that was the case.
But it's kind of funny because the fans are review bombing the wrong game.
Yeah, they're like up on the edge of their chairs, like this is horrible.
Like this sucks.
And then they're
It's
like
rushed.
they're clicking
Rushed, I tell you.
Clicking on 2011 Modern Warfare 3. People are like, wow, we're getting all these reviews. They hate it.
Infinity Ward's like, why do they hate that game so much all of a sudden?
I don't know. They're all looking at each other like holding their breath. Like hopefully they don't find the real one. Like,
but yeah, that's the whole update with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, I guess.
Well, I mean, something's gotta give with all these yearlies, yeah. And I feel like they consistently every single time that they're like something happens where there's like they release like what was the one that they released during like I think it was 21. It was after Cold War. Vanguard, yeah. Like that one wasn't very well received.
Because it was like World War II.
And they kept going, you know, like it's like we'll see. I mean, like I
need to take a longer break between these games, dude.
I get caught up with this thing with Modern Warfare and Call of Duty where I'm like, there's this nostalgia pool for me, especially when I'm looking like I talked about this like in the other cast when we talked about the beta. The maps for Modern Warfare 2 2009 are great, even in this new one, and I really enjoy it. But
the beta, what we played was fun.
I mean, I think that it's clear there's like this community of people who are playing Call of Duty that are just diehards, and they'll play like anything that comes out. And I'm like, I don't know. I would be intrigued to see like Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward like do something else.
Yeah.
Like I know that sounds like kind of like crazy almost, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Food for thought. And for our last bit of news here, we've got Xbox Phil Spencer. And he said that he considers the PS5 and Nintendo Switch players part of the Xbox community already. This is by way of Games Radar. Phil said that this new Activision Blizzard acquisition lets Xbox put more games on PS5 and Nintendo Switch platforms, and that in addition to the PS5 and Nintendo Switch players, he also considers ROG Ally and Steam Deck users to be part of the Xbox community as well. So, yeah, Phil, he's He's looking to really unify all these players, huh? Make them all part of this Xbox community. I find it very intriguing. You know, you and I talked about this, I think, in one of the casts where we're like, you know, I think at some point, it's pretty clear considering a lot of the quotes that came out of even that FTC, you know, acquisition and investigation, like with the Activision Blizzard acquisition, that he was mentioning he would love to like buy Nintendo. And I'm like, that's not going to happen, but it's also, it's not surprising that he's considering them all Xbox players. Like, I see a future where Phil is really pushing to try to get Games Pass on like everything, you know, and that's something that you and I've discussed before. I think it would be intriguing, personally, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. You know,
See how this stuff goes.
It does. I would be remiss if I didn't say there's a part of me that kind of bothers me a little bit, that it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm not used to it. I haven't really thought about it enough yet. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to it. If we haven't really seen this in games where there's like this one like company that's really trying to get on every platform and all that. But like, I remember even as late as like 10, 15 years ago, you and I talking about like these consoles, like this is just hardware even then. And over time, like the consoles are going to become less of a like when we're growing up as kids, like, oh man, I got the N64 or whatnot. It's going to be more of like, oh, this is the box that I purchased.
Play my games.
And I am subscribed to these services through it.
Yeah.
And it seems like Xbox is going more and more in that direction, especially with Games Pass, in particular, you know, with that whole cloud gaming, you know, incentive for the president.
It's just these acquisitions that they've made recently, in general, too.
It's a little odd. It feels...
It's like
I'm surprised the FTC let it go through. Granted, I'm not, like, a lawyer or anything, and I'm surely not...
Apparently it checked out.
But apparently they checked all of it, and they're all like, yeah, this is fine, you know? So, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Xbox is making a lot of moves. We'll see how it plays out in the next like decade, really, because that's
It's going to take some time.
it's going to take time for us to see if this worked or not. You know, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And then next is not news.
Yeah, because we're done with news now.
We're done with news.
The news, that last one,
That was it.
if you're here for the news, well, then you just got all the news.
Then get out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, stay with us.
No,
Stay with us. Because next...
you might enjoy our next topic, which is
next
on the games.
Yeah, we're going on the games now.
We're on the games now. We're not off the games. We're on the games.
Yeah,
And
we're not under the games. We're on the games.
We're on the games. And today we're going to be talking about Super Mario Wonder.
Woohoo!
Yes, Super Mario Wonder. The first Super Mario in a very long time with a new voice actor.
Yeah, Charles Martinet's gone.
Charles Martinelli. He is...
Martinelli.
He's now he works at Nintendo. He's doing something at Nintendo.
He's like a Mario ambassador.
He's the ambassador of Mario. All things Mario go through him.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that because from what I heard, what they're having him do is he's just going to he's going to be like at like every big expo and convention and stuff, like on behalf of not Nintendo, but Mario.
On behalf of Mario.
And so that's cool, you know?
If you have some problem with your pipes.
Or if you're a fan of Skyrim, too, because he did the voice of Parthenax.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not forget him.
Let's not forget Parthenax.
Yeah. Major player in the whole Dragonborn series.
He really is.
Very pivotal character.
But today we're talking about Mario Wonder, okay? And so I think...
Talking about the plumber Wonder.
I think what we should start with is the story, because this Mario has a very, very in-depth story.
So for
it's like Game of Thrones, but for Mario.
So for a little backstory is, you know, typically when you talk about Mario, you've got a pretty simple story. And usually it's kind of like the princess has been stolen.
She's in another castle now.
We're not saying that's okay. That's just the way it was. And you got to go and save her. You know?
But she's in another castle.
Or a princess like, yo, I'd love to make you some pie. Why don't you come and chill out, Mario? Come kick it with me and my Koopas. And then you go there and you're like, what happened here? Why are these paintings all vibrating? I feel drawn to them. You know? So there's usually some sort of thing. But this one you've got like this whole new world of I mean, I don't want to overuse the word, but I mean, it is wonders. There's all these new wonders, and with that you've got the flora. They're like the flower people, they look like flowers. And instead of the princess getting stolen this time, all these little buds, they're literally buds because they're like flower buds. All of them got stolen. And Bowser's a castle.
Bowser, no, you're no.
What did I miss?
Because he took the like wonder flower or whatever,
Yes, and then
and he became a castle.
Okay, see, that's what I said.
He hails the Flower
hails.
Kingdom as a castle.
Yeah, all 5 lands.
All 5 worlds
Yeah,
of the Flower Kingdom.
raining.
And
terror.
then he takes all the buds.
He takes all the little buds.
All those little bastards get sucked right up into the castle.
Yeah, all these little florets.
Yeah.
They're adorable.
And you're going around to claim their seed.
Yeah, you got to take their seed from them,
You have to take it from them forcefully.
and their seed is wonder.
They have wonder seeds.
And so
Again, it's like Game of Thrones. It's like I'm telling you. Okay, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of moving parts.
There's a land up west and down north and to the right south.
You got Westeros. You got Northstros. You got Southstros.
Dude, that's one right there.
No, it's jokes aside. It's Mario. I mean, like they just kind of move things around, but it's the same simple kind of game, same simple kind of story. Bowser's the bad guy, but the thing too is
This is misunderstood.
This is the first or not the first, but this is like I guess it's the first like 2D Mario, like traditional 2D Mario we've gotten in like a decade. It feels like
That's not in the Mushroom Kingdom as well.
that's a whole
'Cause
new
we're in the
thing.
Flower
Because we've been in
Kingdom.
the Mushroom Kingdom many times before. Okay, and so.
Yeah, that's old news.
That's the whole thing. The story is pretty simple. All the stuff about Bowser and turning into that actually was true.
yeah. No, everything we said was true.
Everything we said was true. Okay, but jokes aside, it is simple and it is great. You know,
It's all it needs to be.
it's all it needs to be. The game's really charming,
So
oozes charm.
so the game is downright beautiful.
Yeah, it
And
is.
when you're
It's really nice to
when
look
you're
at.
looking at it, there's so many little details in the animations and in the characters. So like these little flower guys, I love these guys. They're adorable. You know, I
like the
want to
toads.
save them.
They're like the toads of the Flower Kingdom.
Yeah. See, the toads were fun guys
Yes.
because they're mushrooms. Yeah. Okay, but these guys, they're flowers. Okay, and I want to save them too because I want to see them flourish and so I want and
the toads are fun guys.
and most importantly, I want their seed.
the toads are fun guys.
Okay, because instead
Flower
of
people are your best buds.
see, there you go.
There you go.
That's good.
There you
That's
go.
good. Yeah.
All right, so
That's what it says on the back of the box. You know,
Toads are fun
If you
guys.
thought the toads were fun guys, but there's so many details in the animations. It's completely charming.
Yeah.
And there's little things like
the sound design, like the little. Every time you jump, every character you can play as, every jump has like a different little like tone of like. Oh, it's like doink doink doink, and it just does that every time you.
That's
jump.
exactly how it sounds.
It sounds exactly. It's great.
Did you notice like there's a couple times where I would go through like a pipe, and then like
get kinda
the hat would stay back,
Yeah.
and then his little hand would reach out and grab the hat.
Yeah. There's tons of little details.
Like
where
there's
it's
so many little things like that where
it just oozes charm. The colors of everything are just like they're wonderful.
so it's an interesting thing because and I just noticed it like right now like jokes included and all of that. When it comes to Super Mario, it does, and I don't know if it's like this for most people. It certainly is for me and the people that I talk to. But there's something about Super Mario that it just brings out like the joy in a person. And in this game, they really do like highlight that more than in the other ones that they've done. And between the music, between like, you know, the areas you're going to, like you're always seeing cool stuff, but like in like these like 2D Super Marios. But in Wonder, they do really like turn it up all the way. Like there's so many moments where I'm like, wow, this is like a veteran team that very clearly also has like some new people on here that like have like all these ideas.
Yeah.
Because like every single level felt so unique and like as exciting as challenging it was to, like jump around and all, it's like really fun to just like see what they're gonna throw next at you. Which is generally like I feel like what happens with like a Mario game. But with this one it's just it's honestly
great. It's just fun. It's just fun and like,
it's pretty wonderful, honestly. Like it's just a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. And the thing I'll say too is like I'm sure we've just been playing it together, and like I'm sure the game's great like by yourself.
Undoubtedly.
but like it just feels there's a lot that's really thought out where I'm like, man, like this really does work so
Yep.
well, like with multiple people, and that's kind of like, I mean, like Mario's always been pretty good with that since they've had that. But this one, it's like, because there's like the person that controls the camera and like how it moves and the pacing of the level essentially is like they'll have like a little crown over them. But if you ever die, then it goes to the next person.
Yeah.
And so, like you can go really slow and like wait for everyone, but you end up like, it's a little cheeky. So you end up kind of rushing ahead, and then I'll hear you're like, dude, slow down, dude. And I'm like,
Yeah, he's just
going,
whizzing across.
I'm just whizzing across, and then because I'm trying to like mess him up, like I'll end up dying, and then he gets the camera. And then like I'm like, dude, slow down, and then he's like,
Yeah.
and he keeps going, and there's a lot of stuff like that ends up playing out because the levels are like, that's the thing too, like they're right off the bat they're pretty varied.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat there's like different like objectives. Like one of them, like we were racing like what do they call a wigwam or whatever, or
Wiggler.
We were racing like a wiggler, and this wiggler had like skates on.
Yeah.
And so we're like just rushing to get to the end first.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And there's a lot of variance like in the level design, and then with multiple people, the camera swapping and stuff, and it's just a fun time. I mean, it's Mario.
And with the variants, there's also a lot of new power-ups. So like there's this one where you have like the bubbles, where you can like throw out bubbles, and you can like jump
bubble
on those.
flower.
Yeah.
They're all flowers now because we're in the Flower Kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, that's kind of an important part of the story. There's also, and I don't know how this fits in story-wise, but there's like a flower that's like an elephant flower or something. And you take
can
that
turn
and
into an elephant.
Yeah, you turn into an elephant, and you're
big, you're strong, you can like move pipes.
Yeah, it's great. And there's something like really cathartic about being a friggin' elephant, like just swinging your trunk everywhere. It's great.
Yeah, it's very empowering.
There's like a drill where you have like this drill flower you can like go under and like drill into the floor and stuff.
Drill into the ceiling too.
Drill into the ceiling, like.
There's badges. That was the other thing too. There's badges that give you like modifiers. So we don't have like a ton of them right now, but like there's one for underwater where you can go fast. Like you can press the R trigger and you get like a little boost.
Yeah.
There's one where and there's some of them that are like, these are like the active ones, or not active. These are like they just give you like a new ability, because there's different kinds of badges. Like some of them give you new abilities, some of them are like passive.
Yeah,
so
some
like,
of them give you like a power up that you can like store for later use.
There's that. One of them was like every time you start a level, even if you're like small, like you're half size, like it gives you a mushroom to like get you to full size.
Yeah.
There's one where you can like float with your hat. There's one where you can get like a little wall jump where you just go straight up. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. It's just a fun game. It's not like super hard. It's not super hard. It's not hard either. But it's got a nice challenge, at least like on the harder levels, like it's got a nice challenge where it's really engaging. And then on the easier levels, it's just fun to go through. Like, it's a very stimulating game, honestly. Okay. And the big like hook of the whole game, from what it seems, is this like wonder flower that I believe there's like one on every level, and it's basically like, I mean, like you take it and then you're like tripping, and like things are doing some weird things. Like there was like one where it was like a herd of ox that were going over, and so you like hop on them as they're going by, and then you're like riding the wave of these like ox. Like
yeah, it's like you take the wonder flower and it turns into like one of those sequences from like a Disney film or something.
It's like Dumbo's dream or whatever.
Yeah, or like for those of you who are familiar with it, the Winnie the Pooh when it's raining outside and he sleeps.
Yeah,
because it's
very
dreamscape like, where it's like. It turns it, and each time it's different. Like it's not like the wonder flower does the same thing on each level. No. It's quite the opposite.
It's different on every level.
So you're always looking out for it. You're like, okay,
what's it gonna do?
What is this flower?
There's one where it like made like it made like one of the pipes like a little worm.
Yeah.
And it was just like skirting across.
Yeah, things were like singing.
Yeah,
and it was like turned into a musical
and then
fascinating.
There's one where there's like bubbles all over the place.
Yep.
Bubbles over here, bubbles over there, bubbles everywhere.
Yeah.
And you hop on them. And you go high.
Yeah,
you go
great.
up. You go up. But that's like the main like hook of the game. Because it's in like every level. It's called the Wonder Flower. It's Super Mario Wonder.
No wonder. So yeah, I mean, everything about it is, for those of you who have played like a 2D Mario, there's a reason why Mario is like one of it is the premier like platforming like mascot that you can think of. Because there's, you got your Sonics and all, and everyone's got their preferences, I understand, but Super Mario is like Super Mario for a reason. And this is no different. Like it's been a while since they put a 2D one out. I usually have like a 3D one. They put out Odyssey. What was that? 2018, I believe it was, or 17. I think it was 17 actually. I think it came out the same year, if I remember correctly. But while you check that, usually they have a 3D version. That's like your N64, like Super Mario 64, and then you've got like Super Mario Galaxy, Sunshine,
Those are like
Odyssey.
3D.
Those are all the 3D
Yeah.
ones. But like the traditional like continuation of like 2D Mario, like this is the first one we've gone, like you were saying, like in a while. It's been like 10 years. We've gone like the Super Mario Makers. Those are fun, but
Those are different.
they're different. Yeah,
They're
it's
different.
it's kind of playing on a different part of the player base where it's like, try out these like levels and make levels and all that. Like
It's great in its own right, but for different reasons.
like a curated experience like this, like
honed.
like
Refined.
this game is, I mean, I want to get back to it right now. Like
Yeah, me
it is
too.
just so much fun. The music is fantastic. Like you touched on like sound design. Like I behoove someone to play this game
And not get a smile.
and not have a smile crack across their face. Like if you don't, then like
You might be a psychopath, honestly.
well, I was going to go that harsh, but like we have well wishes for you, and we hope that there's greener shores ahead for you. But the game's fantastic, and it's a blast co-op. It's hilarious. Like there's been quite a few times where you and I are just holding our stomachs like laughing because it's just hilarious. It's just funny seeing these characters, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we want to say. Because for me, I feel at this point, like, to talk about it too much would
We're
be
going to have to get, like, really specific.
We'd have to get really specific. And then also, especially with this one, it would start to spoil things. And I don't know if I want to spoil this game. I'd like people to know, like, what they know. And then
Yeah, and the spoilers for Mario are, like, really particular.
it's like you're
just play it. It's like a Mario game.
It's like we're going to tell you, like, what all these Wonder Flowers do. Like, that's no fun.
I think one thing I'll say is, like, if you've never liked Mario, like, this isn't going to change your mind.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's Mario. So
Yeah.
it's like,
There is a small percentage of the gamer population that just doesn't like Mario games.
yeah.
heathens.
Psychopaths.
So, like I said, nah, you like what you like, but it's Super Mario Wonder. It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Now a little aside, and you and I, we put this in the notes here because this
Arguably
is,
the most important detail.
This is probably the thing that we need. So you get to the end of the Mario level, you jump on the flagpole.
You jump on poles.
You jump on poles. That's the thing that Mario does.
You ride them down.
And you slide down. The flag goes up, and you walk on to the next level. And it's something that the plumber does. And he does this.
Yes.
Usually you jump on a pole and it goes like great, or like a star pops out, or the pole kind of shakes violently for half a second to let you know that you landed. In this one, if you get that little top knob of the pole and you jump on it, it says wonderful. Yeah?
It's Mario. It's
Mario Wonder. But if you jump ever so slightly below the knob, you get an incredible. And so you and I were discussing.
Incredible sounds better than wonderful.
It sounds better than wonderful, doesn't it?
It sounds better than wonderful. And
Because
I get it's called Mario Wonder. I mean, God forbid they call it Super Mario Incredible.
Yeah,
They're not going to do that. The Incredible Flower?
And then you get infringements with Pixar, and then they're like, wait a second.
on.
Brad Bird starts getting kind of like talkity, and he's like,
gets-
well, I don't know if that's how he
He
sounds.
gets all up
but
in a kerfuffle.
Yeah. It's like, well, actually,
He's like, I created the Incredibles, actually.
yeah, like I actually drew Mrs. Incredible, and I'm like, thank you. No, but like you landed on the top, and it was like wonderful, and then I landed like right below you, and it said incredible, and you were laughing because I landed under you, but then I got incredible.
Yeah, he got a better rating than I did.
It's like you're at a competition, yeah, and you compete, and it's like you and your brother compete, and your dad's watching you, and he's like wishing you both best, and you get first place, your brother gets second, and then you go down, and you're like, how'd I do, Dad? He's like, you did wonderful, and he's like, and you did incredible. And you're like, but he got second place. Why are you telling him? I did it. I got first place.
It's like the same scenario, but you get first place, and your dad goes like, wonderful. And then he looks at your brother that got second place, and he's like, "Now that's my boy. I'm proud of you."
Yeah.
You're like, "Whoa, what the hell?
like,
I got first place."
And you I love, my son who I greatly favor.
He's like, "See, I knew you had it in you, bud.
yeah, you're like,
Go get him, Tiger. You always,
what-
you always
what?
you're going places."
but I got first place.
You're like,
and
"What the hell, dude? I got
he's-
first place."
He's like, yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think it's a point of contention, personally.
I didn't like it.
I'm not going to knock any points off of
For
him
that,
for this.
I knock points.
Well, he knocks points. He's different. He's wonderful. I'm incredible. You know, what can I say? But yeah, you know, it's just we'd love to hear from you. Put in your comments.
Put in the comments whether you
point-
think Incredible or Wonderful is better.
Yeah.
If you agree or disagree.
We'll forward it to Shigimo.
Tell us if the game cracked a smile on you too.
Yeah, and if it didn't, yeah, let us know. We like the conversation.
Might be a psychopath.
Might be a psychopath.
Just might. Who knows?
Yeah. But with that being said, what's your verdict? Like, what's your personal?
I mean, you know, you have a Switch, get it. If you got a kid that has a Switch, you know a kid that's got a Switch, get it.
Nah, here you go, kid. You just toss it.
Here you go, kid.
Hit someone on the head. What is this?
What is that? It's Mario Wonder.
Mario Wonder.
Yeah, I think it's you know, I think it's a must play for sure. It's a Mario game. It's I think more than it being a Mario game, it's a Nintendo game. Like you don't like they don't really like miss the mark, especially during this whole Switch era. Like they haven't really like put out a game that was like Nintendo developed that was like not good.
Yeah.
You know, all of them have been hits. This is another one. It's a lot of fun. It's great. Must play. Again, if you don't like Mario, this is not going to change your mind at all. This is not doing anything fresh. Like it's Mario. It's more Mario, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
What about you?
I think it's a must play. Absolutely. If you have a Switch, just buy it. To me, I think that's like a no brainer. If you're able to and all that, just get it, play it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Unless you know for a fact that
don't
you're a
like Mario.
psychopath.
Yeah.
You know, then don't get it. You know, but but apart from that though, yeah, it's a must play. It's wonderful. I mean, goodness, who doesn't like wonderful? But yeah, so there you go. You know,
Those are the verdicts.
those are the verdicts. And that was on the games.
That was on the games. Yes.
Yeah. So, we'll close out, we'll talk about what we're up to and then we'll end this thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So what have you been up to?
MGS. I beat 1. I'm in 2.
And for those of
Two's great.
those of us that don't know what an MGS is,
Metal Gear Solid.
and for those of us who don't know what a Metal Gear Solid is, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I played the first one. Got the Master Collection. Played the first one. Beat it. It's great.
Yeah.
Playing the second one. It's also great.
Yeah. How far are you?
I don't know how far I am, but I'm on the tankers. Tanker. I'm on the tankers, and I'm like sniffing out bombs. I've got like 4 out of 6 or something, or 5 out of 6. I don't know. I've frozen quite a few bombs in my day. Okay, and so yeah,
They used to call him the Iceman.
yeah,
Yeah.
You might be like halfway through.
that's halfway.
How far? How many hours is that?
I don't know. It feels like I'm at the beginning.
Freezing bombs for Fat Man? Oh wait, no. Sorry, you're like a quarter of the way through. My bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds about right. I'm gonna say I'm like this is kind of a waste of a game, dude. If I'm
Yeah.
halfway already.
No, never say that.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what's. Whoa, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm more playing it for like the experience because I already know like all the story and stuff. But I'm like I gotta play it. I gotta play it. I am getting stoked on whenever they announce that Volume 2, because the only other one I haven't played is 4. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Peace Walker.
I played that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
played Peace Walker.
He played all the big
I've
boss
played
ones.
all the big boss ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now 1 also.
Yeah. It's about time, man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that for you.
Because I tried emulating it a few times, and I'm like, I don't want to like do it on my keyboard. And then I started it once I had like my Mayflower and stuff. I did the Twin Snakes for a little bit, but that didn't stick. And then now I played it this time. I beat it. It was good.
It's good. Very
Playing
good.
2. That's about it.
Yeah, stick with it, man.
My other various hobbies is also what I'm doing. That's about it.
My other various.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I haven't been playing a lot of games in my free time. I've just been, kind of been the same thing, dude. Just going to a lot of concerts. You know, we went with our producer as well, but we went to a nice metal concert
Yeah.
this last weekend.
Very nice, sweet
A nice,
crowd.
sweet, sultry. It was very calming. You know, metal concert. Yeah, got to see Periphery. That was great.
That was dope.
The third time that we saw them.
Yeah, third time.
Great band.
Saw Arcspire.
That was
so much energy.
that
It
was
awesome.
just I. So there is for our listeners, there was Mike Dawes, who's like an acoustic guitar player. Then there's Thomas Gillies, who's like the singer for Between the Buried and Me.
I thought it was Giles.
It's Gillies. He said it that way, so I say it that way. Then there's Arcspire from Canadian State Tech, you know. And then there was Pliny, you know, the Australian boy wonder. And then Periphery. It was a good
It was a
mix.
pretty stacked show.
Yeah, it was pretty stacked actually.
Periphery was awesome though. I just love Periphery. It was great.
It was
to see them
great.
again.
Got a lot of energy out, you know. It's a good time.
If you don't know any of these bands, check them out.
Check them out. Yeah, maybe you like metal. You didn't even know it.
We're sponsored by all 5 of these
No,
bands.
okay, they're not our sponsors. Okay, but they are our musical
Can you
friends.
imagine a band sponsor? What a loss.
What, they sponsor our gaming podcast?
Especially like a metal band.
They're like two souls. What
a loss
I'm
for the
saving my
band,
money over there. Hey, we love it. We welcome you. We'll plug your album. We'll plug your Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing that, and then, you know, just making my way through that Hero of Ages. The story's getting real good.
I'm gonna get back to that.
It's getting real good.
I just want to be done with that trilogy.
I feel that too, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on
Go back to Dune.
honing that in and out, so I can be like Era 1 complete.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go to Dune, and I'm just going to blast through that. I'm going to take all that momentum and just roll it right into Dune, so that way I can be ready for Dune 2.
Word. Like the first book?
Yeah, the first book, yeah, because that's...
Oh, I thought you meant like you're gonna go through the whole like 6 books.
No, dude, what,
I
didn't say that.
read just the first 2, and I'm like, I need to take a break because I'm loving this way too much, and like I want to savor it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like read more Dune for the first time.
Yeah, I tend to do that with things, and I realize now, I'm like, well, with books, I should just read them. Like, I should just keep the momentum going. So
I have some
I'm
like single reads. I want to read to like
I'm gonna read
solo
that.
books.
This is another one for. I've been reading that Junji Ito, the Mimi's
Cafe.
Mimi's Cafe. There's like Mimi's like Tales of Terror. And I hadn't read like a manga from Junji for a little while. It was giving me the heebie-jeebies. I liked it.
You're getting jeebed.
I was getting jeebed. Yeah, it was great. Some really spooky drawings, you know.
I love Jujutsu.
Yeah, it's great. For those of you
Great.
who like Japanese comics, you know.
I feel like horror in general.
I feel like horror, but it's it can't be horror. Like I told our mom, like it's kind of like Grandpa, where he liked those like old like horror movies, or it's like the like the old Draculas and Frankenstein. It's got that kind of energy to it,
it's way more like
but it's a little more out there.
a little more.
Oh, just a little bit.
If you like horror, check it out. Don't watch the like animated
it's-
versions.
it's-
It doesn't come across the same.
Yes, 100%. It's more of like there's more of a comedic like
It's the absurdity of things.
bent through the yeah.
It's the absurdity of things where it's like there's one where there's all this crazy stuff going on in a school, and it gets to a point where you're like, wow, that was like horrific. And then you flip the page to the next chapter, and they're just like back at school. And they're like, man, that was crazy, that thing that happened yesterday. And you're like, why are they still going to
They're like,
this
so what
school,
are we
dude?"
learning today, you think?
Like, yeah, it's like, why are you going to this school,
Like,
dude?
well, Junji Ito himself is like, I get people think these are scary, but like he goes, I draw these things and write these things. I think they're just hilarious.
Yeah, there's truly
You know,
some like
so-
really horrific drawings that he's drawn. Though. And
Yeah,
like,
there's definitely a few of them that you're like,
when you understand his intent, you can see the camp. But if you don't, if you
They'll
don't
stick
know
with
that,
you.
like you'll
Yeah.
just think it's pretty fucked up, to be honest.
but that being said,
That's
I've
great.
been reading those and I think they're pretty great. That's what we've been up to. You know, so we've been up to a lot actually. Come to think of it,
Yeah.
pretty good. Well,
Until next week, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
yes,
Follow us on all socials.
at
2 Souls. It'll be
right here,
here.
right around here.
I
No,
think it's right here. Right here.
right here, right here.
It'll be right here. So, yeah, follow us on all of those. Like, comment, and subscribe if you have thoughts.
Yeah. Hug your children. Tell your grandma you love her. And we'll see you next week.